What is going on, Re Nation? How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna be doing a review for SmackDown Live. I did one yesterday for Raw, and it was pretty good. You guys enjoyed my review, so I'm gonna be doing one for SmackDown right now. So if you haven't, make sure you hit that like button, and if you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. So like I said yesterday, we had the draft and we have the shakeup, and we had it tonight, and the shakeup for Raw, not Raw, but SmackDown was it was a little SmackDown was not bad show. I probably give it a C plus. I would give it a B, but there was some downfalls, and I don't know if I'll talk about it, but I might. Who knows? But so in this review, I'm going to be talking about the matches, and then like some key points in the matches that I liked, and then I'm going to be talking about some segments that happened. So let's get it straight into this. So we first go out with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens comes out. He's finally on SmackDown Live. I knew this was going to happen because you can't have two low card titles on the same like show besides the Cruiserweight and the Intercontinental. But if you had United States on Raw as well, that's too many titles for one show. So they had to bring somebody, to the other show, and that was, Kevin Owens that has the United States Championship. Kevin Owens comes out, man. This dude has no beard. Like, this dude shaved his beard. It looked weird. It looked like the old Kevin. It looked like Kevin Steen. It looked like the Kevin Steen from the early 2000s, basically. And this dude just comes out and he talks about Canada and he's trash and talk United States. It's so funny. And he basically says, I'm trying to remember what he says. He says, you're probably wondering why I have the United States Championship and yada yada. It was a cool segment. I'm just glad that Kevin Owens is on SmackDown. We need somebody like Kevin Owens on SmackDown, and I'm just happy he's there. But Baron Corbin comes out and he's trash talking Kevin Owens. Like, this dude comes out, basically says, since Dean Ambrose beat you and I beat Dean Ambrose, that means I could beat you too. And Kevin's like, who are you again? Like, he's like, dude, you're not getting not getting a chance at his title. And it was pretty funny. And then you hear, oh, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is on SmackDown, and by God, I'm so happy, bro. This dude is SmackDown material. They should have brought him to SmackDown a long time ago, but I knew they was waiting for the draft, the shakeup, or whatever you want to call it, to come into play. Sami Zayn comes out. The crowd is excited, man. We've been waiting for Sami Zayn to come on SmackDown. It was a little hint that he was coming on SmackDown a while back when Mick Foley apparently was going to trade him for Eva Marie, but it was just a false statement, I was like, damn, they're gonna trade it for Eva Marie. But anyways, Sami Zayn comes out and Kevin Owens is getting mad. He's like, this can't be real. This can't be real. Kevin Owens is like, this can't be real. Sami Zayn is not on SmackDown. Because basically everywhere Kevin Owens goes, Sami Zayn's there, and they always have this, battle. Because if you remember, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were good friends, back in the Indies. And then, when Kevin Owens won his first NXT championship in NXT, Sami Zayn was out there to congratulate him until, he got attacked by, Kevin Owens after the fact of congratulations, and then put him on the, injury notice. So, Kevin Owens gets mad. Sami Zayn comes in, talks and stuff like that. Then AJ Styles comes out, and this guy looks so happy. AJ Styles, man, he looks so happy to be on SmackDown. He's like, thank God. He looks like, thank God they didn't put me on Raw. And I'm kind of happy they didn't put him on Raw. The fact of the matter is, AJ Styles doesn't need to be on Raw. And we already discussed this last night on my Raw review. Anyways, AJ Styles comes out, talks about himself, talks about the WWE Universe, and basically says, Kevin Owens, this is not your show. This is SmackDown Live. This is not your show at all. And it's just funny because, like, it's weird seeing AJ Styles and Kevin Owens on the same ring because, as a fanboy, those type of matches with AJ Styles, Kevin Owens type thing, that's, one of the dream matches I would love to see, which we will be seeing because, okay, I'll talk about the triple threat later. So, Dan Bryan comes out. Dan Bryan basically says, Kevin Owens, you're still going to be defending the title at Payback against Chris Jericho. And then, basically, this match, Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens, whoever wins is going to be on SmackDown. It's basically saying, hey, the winner gets to stay on SmackDown, gets to keep the title. So I was like, that's pretty cool. That's cool, that Daniel Bryan actually is doing that. Because at first I was like, wait, why is Kevin Owens fighting Chris Jericho? But then it has a little meaning to it. And he says that sadly, what he said, something sadly that Kevin Owens or the Intercontinental Championship would not be official, like be official on SmackDown Live until after Payback. He's saying that they won't have a pay-per-view with the title until after Payback, and everybody was like, "Boo!" It was funny. It was the funniest thing ever. It was the funniest thing ever. The crowd basically was really trashy today, and it was just, I don't know. This crowd is out of control. I don't know what's going on with this crowd. They just seem pretty dead, and it's kind of, sadly, this kind of felt like a Raw show. And I'm not saying it like Raw. Raw's not really that. It's not better than SmackDown, but SmackDown kind of felt like a little bit of Raw, probably because of all the superstars they're getting. But I feel like SmackDown Live is gonna do a lot. So Daniel Bryan says he's gonna make a triple threat match: Baron Corbin, AJ Styles, and Sami Zayn for the number one contendership for the United States Championship. Whoever wins is gonna be able to have a match with Kevin Owens at the next pay per view, not Payback, but the next SmackDown Live pay per view they have, and that's about it. I mean, that's about it about that segment, and they cut straight to commercial. Then Erick Rowan. Then they have Erick Rowan versus Randy Orton, which they show Randy Orton backstage and Erick Rowan. Honestly, I'm gonna give my opinions about Erick Rowan real quick. Erick Rowan, you need to fix it. You need to change it up, man. I'm sorry. Luke Harper changed up his little bit of his gimmick. He looks better. I feel like when Erick Rowan returned, he should have returned, but not with Bray Wyatt. There's no reason for you to like. Good thing Bray Wyatt's on Raw. I see why they did that. Okay, so Erick Rowan, man, there was no reason for you to rock up trying to defend Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is his own person, and you are your own person as well. Your gimmick needs to kind of change. Like, I don't like, every time I see Erick Rowan, I think of the Wyatt family. Like, when he comes out, I want to see a different gimmick from him. I want to see a different costume. Like, when I think of Luke Harper now, I don't think of the Wyatt family, because this guy changed up his persona. Dude comes out with the pony, has a black T-shirt, and changed his jeans up. It's a little bit different, and I'm happy that he's doing that. There's like no reason for you to stay in that Wyatt type gimmick. Like, every time I see Erick Rowan, I just think of the Wyatts with the mask and stuff. Even though he changed it, but speaking of the change of the mask, man, why does it look like he's breathing? Like, it's like one of those breather masks. Are they selling those on WWE Network? I mean, WWE Network, but WWE.com right now? Are they selling those masks? If they are, I might have to slide one to see if it actually works when it comes to that breathing situation. Because you be sounding like Darth Vader and stuff. Anyways, Bray Wyatt interrupts this match. Like, during the match, this was a hard-hitting match. They were going at it. Bray Wyatt interrupts it and says, basically, Randy, I'm going to come for you one day. Like, I'm going to come for you again. We will meet our paths again. Basically saying that he will be back on SmackDown. SmackDown kind of is the home of Bray Wyatt when you think about it. Like, SmackDown was kind of like where he fitted. That's kind of where he made his, like, mark when he got in championships, like tag team in the WWE. Like, if he was on Raw, he would have never got those opportunities. So there was a reason why they put him on SmackDown, and I was pretty much happy about that. So he interrupts it. Erick Rowan, attacks him, and then hits Randy Orton with the steel steps to get DQ'd, and then it keeps attacking him. And I'm just like, wow, this match, it was a filler match, because there was no, I just don't know, man. This is weird. Like, there's no, in my opinion, sometimes I'll be like, there's no point of having a match if you're just gonna win by disqualification. Like, is that like, I call those filler matches. When you win by disqualification, I just call it filler match. Unless the match is over the top, really good, and I'm sitting there just on the top, on the edge of my seat, just like, yeah. I don't know. Erick Rowan, man, I wish you the best. Just hope that you fix a little bit more of your character, make your character more, people can get into it. You know what I'm saying? Like but Luke Harper, everybody's starting to get into Luke Harper because he kind of went on his own. And if you watch a podcast that Luke Harper was on, he said that he really didn't really like being with he liked the Wyatts, but he really wanted to be on his own the whole time, and I totally understand that. He would have been fine on his own regardless, because this guy was really good, even though it didn't work out when he had the Intercontinental Championship, because it was kind of weird. But overall, Luke Harper, Erick Rowan, you guys are amazing. So, we have the Usos versus American Alpha next for the WWE Tag Team Championships. What is was American Alpha. American Alpha. I really was close to thinking that they were gonna get traded to Raw. Good thing they weren't. Good thing they weren't. But you know, the Usos, they have the tag team championships, which people were happy about. Which I'm kind of happy about it too. You know, having them have the tag team championships are, you know, really good because they're actually a heel tag team that can actually run with the tag team championships. And the crowd, you know, they cheer them, they boo them, they do a couple of things, but overall, the crowd is really happy about it. You know, they're like, yeah. They're you know, the good tag team and stuff. So the Usos actually win this match, but after the match, you know, American Alpha's about to leave. They get attacked. They get attacked. But who they get attacked by? The Shining Stars. The Shining Stars are on SmackDown. No. No. Why? Why are they still in existence of a tag team? They've tried so many different gimmicks. None of them worked. They tried the first gimmick was the regular Primo and Epico gimmick. Didn't work. So they decided to come back with the Los Matadores gimmick. Didn't work. So they come back with the Shining Star gimmick, trying to sell like pamphlets to Hawaii or whatever bullcrap. Like, dude, y'all are not gonna get over. Regardless of what you guys do, you're just not gonna get over because people see it's just like you're just them superstars that are like in the back just waiting to get a paycheck and just leave. Like that, they're not really a good tag team. I'm just being real with you. I never really liked them. I didn't even like them when they were Los Matadores. I figured out they were Los Matadores. It was so easy, but it wasn't a good tag team, and they're still not a good tag team. And I just don't like it. I really wish they would get. I don't want to be mean and say I wish they would get released, but if they don't do something that gets the crowd, you know, hooked, they're not gonna be anything. They're gonna get released like they did, like they're gonna get released over like the summer, because every summer they always release superstars. You know, last summer was Santino and it was Hornswoggle. I believe it was last summer. It was all those. So if y'all don't do something, y'all gonna get released. I'm just being real with you. I'm just stating some facts. But that's that. That's pretty much that's that. So we figured out Jinder Mahal is on SmackDown, which I'm okay with. You know, Jinder Mahal, I'm starting to like this dude. This dude is ripped. I believe JBL said he's only 7% body fat. Guy is in the best shape of his life, man. And he has some really good entrance music. And he's in his feud with Mojo Rawley. If you don't know, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal was, you know, WrestleMania, and it was Jinder Mahal, and Jinder Mahal, you know, was talking to this guy in the crowd. It was Mojo Rawley's friend that plays for the Patriots. You know, Jinder Mahal was talking trash. You know, Jinder Mahal threw a drink at him, and it kind of backfired tonight because the guy threw a drink at Jinder, which what had Mojo Rawley, you know, take the win because Mojo Rawley fought Jinder Mahal tonight, and I'm trying so hard to re-like Mojo Rawley. And the reason I'm saying is because when he was with Zack Ryder, you know, the hype bros, it was lit. It was really good because we don't see that type of character like Mojo Rawley often. Like the last time we saw like a hype character like that, it's been forever. You know, seeing somebody like that. I like Mojo, but I really want to dive into his character, but it's so hard because I don't know. There's something about him that makes me just like go like just scoot back, and I don't know. But overall, you know, Mojo Rawley, he's getting pushed. He's getting pushed. He's getting a good push. Eventually, he'll probably win the United States title. Maybe in the future, you know what I'm saying. You know, maybe even WWE. He can eventually be WWE championship material. There's a lot of superstars that can eventually be WWE championship material. But anyways. We cut to commercial. There's hella commercials on SmackDown Live. And I don't always complain about commercials, but godly, man, there was a lot of commercials, man. So we get Shane McMahon comes out. He calls out all the women in the women's division on SmackDown. And let me tell you, only 4 women came out. And I was crying my eyes out. It was the funniest thing ever. I'm like, when it was like the 4 women came out, I'm like, is that it? Is that it? Is that everybody? Oh. Okay. All right. I just stayed back in I stayed by my couch. I'm like, okay, that's all the women. So that means we're getting at first I thought we was getting like four more or maybe even three more. So Shane calls out all the women. Naomi comes out, Natalya comes out, Carmella comes out, and Becky comes out. And this guy James Ellsworth is out of control. This guy basically says, Naomi, you're the worst champion ever. And Naomi has like one of the best comebacks ever. Naomi said, you better get your side chick. And she said something about his chin. And I forgot, but put in the comments down below. Tell me the exact quote that she said about his chin, because I was dying laughing. And then Natalya kind of like kayfabed it. She kind of went like her face route instead of being heel. She was like, that was really funny, Naomi, because Naomi's a face and Natalya's a heel, and Carmella's a heel, and Becky's a face. So Shane talks about we're getting new divas on the roster, and I tell you, Shane is like a troll, bro. This guy says this woman that's coming to SmackDown is a two-time generation, and Dad's a Hall of Famer. I'm like, okay, Charlotte's coming out. And he said, Tamina. And I said, really? Because at first I was like, so Charlotte's not coming out. And Tamina comes out. The crowd is just like, the crowd is basically on an IV. Basically, the crowd's on IV. Like, just put the IV on the crowd. They're just sitting there. The crowd was just terrible today. That's probably why I didn't really enjoy it so much, because when I hear a good crowd, it makes me smile. That's why I watch NXT, because the crowd is just so interactive, man. So Tamina comes out. Nobody really cheers. She has the same attire. I mean, it is what it is. But a lot of you guys were telling me, she was on house shows and stuff like that. So she was gonna come back anyways. And when I made my WWE 2K, who's not going to be on WWE 2K18, the first one I believe was Tamina. And the reason I said that is because she hasn't really been on the WWE. Like, if she makes it on 2K18, that's just by luck. I'm gonna be real with you. It's by luck, because she hasn't been on TV. 2K doesn't have to put her in the game because she just hasn't been on TV. She hasn't been there. So they don't really have to put her in there, because usually the cutoff date is like after WrestleMania, or I believe it's after WrestleMania or during WrestleMania or something like that. It's around the WrestleMania time is when the cutoff date is, and I didn't think she would make it. She might just make it. She might be a little close to make it. She might even make it to be in DLC, which would be stupid as fuck. I mean, stupid as crap to make her DLC. So who knows? Who really knows if she's gonna be on the game? I mean, I wouldn't mind. I'm not gonna play with her unless I'm playing with the diva, unless I'm playing like a six divas match or whatever. Regardless, I won't play with her. It's not really a big deal if she's in the game. I mean, a lot of people complain like they're not in the game. They're not in the game. Like, why would you care? You don't play with them. Like, how many people play with Tamina on 2K? Not being rude or nothing. It's just nobody plays with them. So she comes out, the crowd's like, and Shane's like, oh, did you think I was talking about somebody else? Maybe I was. And then he calls her out, then he said, Charlotte. And I'm like, yeah, Charlotte's on SmackDown. Even though it's kind of weird because she's not going to be in a feud with Shotzi. Well, I'm kind of happy because she's not going to be in a feud with Shotzi no more. We don't have to see that back and forth title, reign with. We might see that I hope Charlotte and Naomi don't flip back and forth with the title. Cross my fingers that they don't. But Charlotte comes out, everybody's crowd popping, they're happy. Now I thought they was gonna announce some more divas. I really would love to see Sasha come to SmackDown, but the way they're doing it is having Sasha's going to eventually turn heel on Bayley, which is going to lead them to having one of the biggest fights of their life, like the NXT TakeOver fight, which I'm okay with. But the thing is, they should have brought Dana Brooke to SmackDown. There's no reason for her to stay, but I can see why they didn't, because then she would probably have to fight Charlotte, which is going to lead them back in that rivalry, and nobody wants to see that. But I did notice that they actually have Charlotte's name as Charlotte Flair now. Somebody actually told me they changed it a long time ago, but that's one thing that I never noticed is Charlotte Flair instead of just saying Charlotte, which I don't like. I don't like it because it's kind of like I don't like them filler names. I don't like Big E Langston. I'm kind of glad that they changed the Big E. If you just say Charlotte, it's fine. But you'd be like, oh, that's Charlotte Flair. Like, we already know who she is. We don't really need her last name. So just saying Charlotte is the best. But they'll probably go back to saying Charlotte eventually, hopefully. But anyways, after commercial break, they showed that Sin Cara's coming to SmackDown. Rusev's coming to SmackDown. Then they have the debut of Lana. She's actually going to be a singles competitor now and not just being with Rusev, which is great. I've been waiting for her to be just a regular singles competitor, and her promo was off the charts, man. Did you see her in that chair, bro? Oh my god. So she's going to be a singles competitor, which is great, and she's going to be probably by herself, which is cool because she can wrestle. She's been putting in that work, so I would like to see that. And we have the match for Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English. If you don't know, Aiden English partner was released from the WWE. I think he requested release. So that Simon Gotch, that's his name. He got requested release. So Aiden English is on his own. And Aiden English comes out and basically says, I'm on my own. I'm doing my own thing now. And Ty comes out and the crowd really this crowd, bro. This crowd is just they didn't care. They weren't doing it. I didn't even hear no 10, 10, 10. I'm like, really? It's like, oh, after it's not even a SmackDown after WrestleMania and you're not doing it anymore. It's like the crowd doesn't care. It's like, oh, it's not a SmackDown after WrestleMania, so let's not do what we want to do anymore. Like, it's just weird. It's just weird that I don't know. It's just awkward because Ty Dillinger comes out. You're supposed to be doing the 10, 10, 10, and they're just like, nah, we're good. But Ty comes out and beats Aiden English. It wasn't nothing to it. It was just like, whatever. And I feel like they're going to push Ty Dillinger. He's not going to be a jobber anymore. Hopefully not. But, what's the next match? Okay, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler comes out. He comes out, and he was about to say something, but get interrupted by Shinsuke Nakamura. And the guy that plays the violin, is he going to be like one of those special, type of people that just comes during the pay-per-views? That would be cool. Let him be one of those special type people. But, Shinsuke interrupts Dolph Ziggler. And Shinsuke, Dolph Ziggler said, who do you think you are? He's like, I know you're new and all, but remember who he was like basically calling him out saying, I don't know who you are. Who do you think you are? And Shinsuke just gives this big old smile. Well, I'm Shinsuke Nakamura. And it's just so funny, man. And Dolph is just, because Dolph gives him the microphone. He's like, oh, whatever. The crowd likes you. Here's a microphone. And it's cool. It's cool to hear Shinsuke Nakamura, talk. Honestly, he doesn't even have to talk, to be honest. He could just come out. His entrance is great. His moveset is great. That's all he really needs to do. So, I really wouldn't care if he had to talk anyways. So, Dolph Ziggler tries to hit a super kick, which Nakamura catches. And Nakamura's like, oh, you trying to hit the super kick? Oh, not gonna work. And throws Dolph Ziggler. And Dolph is like, okay, cool. And so, I believe we cut to commercial. So many commercials. We cut a commercial, and we figured out New Day is coming to SmackDown, which is cool. Because we've seen them on Raw too many times. So seeing them on SmackDown's a little different. SmackDown's got to get all those good people in. And SmackDown by far has some of the best talents ever. Nakamura, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Ty Dillinger. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming, guys. It's overwhelming. So we figured out New Day is coming to SmackDown. And then we go into the triple threat with Baron Corbin, AJ Styles, and Sami Zayn. And this is the coolest thing that I saw out of this triple threat. So Baron Corbin picks up Sami Zayn. As you know, he was going for the electric chair or whatever. And then AJ Styles gets set up for the phenomenal forearm. And I would have been, if Sami Zayn would have never got down, that would have been such a cool moment, like an OMG moment. Because if AJ Styles would have hit the phenomenal forearm on Sami Zayn while he was midair, oh my god, I would have marked out like a little boy. Well, overall, the match was hard hitting. It's extreme. Baron Corbin's all over the place. Sami Zayn's over there suicide diving, jumping everywhere. Just the usual whole high flyers do. And at the end of the day, AJ freaking Styles wins the match. So we're gonna be having AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens in the next pay-per-view after Payback. They're gonna have a WWE Network probably special for SmackDown Live pay-per-view, which I am super happy AJ Styles won. Just a matter of seeing AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens makes me want to just jump off my feet. I'm just happy to actually see that happening, man. It's just a dream come true. You know, Kevin Owens, I'm glad you're on SmackDown. And overall, this show was okay. It was okay. Only thing that kind of like, I mean, probably like, you know, the women's division part was kind of weird. You know, because Tamina she just had a bad vibe from the crowd, which you don't usually you see that sometimes, but when it comes to a diva, not all the time unless it's Carmella. Well, no, I like Carmella, but it's just like the crowd's like not super into her unless she's with James Ellsworth, which, But AJ Styles gonna be fighting Kevin Owens at the next pay per view. Hopefully, Payback. You know, Kevin Owens wins. He's gonna win, and he's just gonna bring the title, you know, back to SmackDown. He's gonna officially be on SmackDown as well because, you know, if Kevin Owens doesn't win, he goes back to Raw, and Y2J comes to SmackDown with the title. And I'm just happy, you know. I'm happy this is things going on. But tell me down below, how do you feel about SmackDown? What is the rating you give it? You know, just let me know because I want to know you guys' opinion. You guys really were like lit on last night's, you know, review, and I was super tired. I was super tired because it didn't upload till like 1 something, and I was like, I had to wake up at 5:50, and I was like, ugh. But good thing SmackDown is like a 2-hour show. Raw needs to go back to 2 hours. They do need to go back to 2 hours. But thank you guys for enjoying this. If you thank you guys for enjoying. I was like finna say something else, but if you haven't, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're so close to 8,000 subscribers. And I will see you guys in the next video I post. Renation. We're out. Deuces, baby. One love. Peace. Alright, catch you later.